Hi, I'm about to welcome to my channel Africa Every Day. For this episode, I'll be sharing a cuisine with Mr. Mike, and the cuisine is called fried plantain and beans. I'm gonna be cooking beans, and we'll be enjoying the beans with fried plantain. Luckily, he said he can get plantain there, so we're gonna be enjoying. It's one of the cuisines that I was specially enjoyed, specially prepared in western part of Nigeria and eastern part. So some people eat it in the eastern part of Nigeria, but it's commonly eaten in the western part of Nigeria. That's what I'll be sharing with Mr. Mike. Some people might have heard the word fried plantain before. So fried plantain, when you fried plantain in Yoruba language, we call it Dodo. The fried plantain is called Dodo in Yoruba language. All right, now talking about my hat. Now this hat, now it can be styled in about 3 ways. I was still going to make a full video about different attire that we have and different accessories that we have in Nigeria. Different attires, different culture has different attire, different modes of dressing. So let me just give you a glimpse of what the video is going to look like. We can style this cap or hat, whatever English you want to call it. Here now, we'll call it cap as the English word. But I've seen in my comment section that many Americans are calling it hat. All right, so it can be styled in about 4 different ways. You can style it like this. It holds like this. When you starch it, it holds like this. Some people can style it like this, goes to the front. Yes, depending on what you like. Some people can style it to the left-hand side, like this. While some people can leave it upright standing, just like mine like this. I love this style. That's what I'll be using. All right. Special thanks to my patrons for making all this possible. My viewers, those that are making comments for the sake of making it so that YouTube algorithm can promote my video further. Thank you so much. I really appreciate my patrons. You've been phenomenal. Your contribution has been tremendous, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm extremely grateful for that. Thank you so much, especially Mr. Mike Atomic Stream, the main pillar behind this channel. Thank you so much. I can never thank you enough. Without you, all this will not be possible. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, now the beans now. Here, I don't need to measure. I can hide the quantity that I want to cook, but once you buy the beans, you can't just cook the beans directly. You can't put it there in our basin of water and cook it directly because there are still some particles inside like this now. You can still see the covering here that you need to remove. So this must be done always, regardless of the kind of beans that you buy here in Nigeria. I don't know of other countries. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'll be picking this. Sometimes you can find stone, animal crap. It can be found inside this. So that is why you need to, carefully pick this. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, so that reminds me of a story that a friend of mine told me. He's late now. He was a Nigerian police officer. He told me that in Nigerian Police Academy, whenever they want to cook beans for them, when they go to the market to buy the beans, if the number of particles, stones, and sands are not much in the beans, their supervisor will add more stones to it, so that when they are eating it, they can suffer very well. That is Nigeria. That's how people are being treated by the superiors here in Nigeria. So like this now, this is how it has been done. They are not really good at doing it very fast. So when you scoop small quantity like this, you look for the dirt inside. You pick them out. You have to be vigilant. If not, you may eat an animal crap. So depending on the quantity of the beans that you want to cook and also how dirty the beans is, this could take about 15 or 20 minutes, depending on the quantity. So now this one is clean. Believe me, you don't want to land your teeth on a stone. You are not going to like it. It can even break your teeth. But it's possible that Mr. Mike's beans may be far cleaner than this. So I don't know if this is how it is also available in other countries, especially in Western countries. I don't know. But I'll ask him if it is the same thing. But I'm very sure it won't be the same thing. Human rights, people are still more respected over there, more respected than here in Nigeria, or mostly in West African, though not all Western African countries. Some countries, they are getting it right. Some countries are getting it right now. Countries like Rwanda, they are doing better now. They are on the right path. Unlike Nigeria here, that we don't even know the direction that we want to take. Many are calling for the breakup of the country. And the presidency is not happy about that. And also those that are benefiting. Though I don't support either party, because even those that are calling for the breakup, they are doing it selfishly, not in the interest of the masses. Yes, I could see it in them. All right, now I picked it. Now this is the quantity of the beans. Now look at what I picked out of it. Can you see that? This is like a small stick, like a chip of stick. Can you look at this? Inside this. See? That means that if you don't pick it, this is what you're going to consume. I don't know what happened to your stomach. All right? So, since I'm preparing this for my wife and me, so I'll be using 4 cups. But Mr. Mike, since he will be the one eating it, 1.5 cups is enough for him. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is roughly 4 cups. So that's what I'll be cooking for today. Okay, all right, you'll have to rinse it. It's very important because there may still be some small particle inside. So you have to rinse it. In most cases, the grains that have been hollowed out by the rice weevil, you can see there, they float, but they are still good to be eaten. So you have to rinse it. You rinse it. You may rinse it like 2 times, depending. But I usually rinse it just once. But if you are super hygienic, 2 times, it's okay. It's very easy to cook. But this species of beans will take it longer before it is cooked. Though we have some species that they cook very fast. But this quantity will take a little bit more than an hour before it is cooked. This species of beans. So we have the beans. Have it at the back of your mind that it will take a longer time, more than 1 hour before it is done. So that means that you will leave it like this for like 45 minutes, depending on how hot the flame is, before you check. Before you start pouring ingredients, or like ground up vegetable, like seasoning, like salt, it should have been soft. You know, just pick up 2 or 3 grains, then you check how hard it is. Once it's soft, you can start pouring the ingredients. Okay, now the grinding of the pepper now, the pepper and the onions. There are 3 options available. It's either I use manual grater, but manual grater won't grind the pepper smoothly enough. And I can use an electric blender. I have an electric blender, Casa, but there's no power for me to use it with. And I don't have a big generator that can power it. So I'm left with a traditional method, which is after electric blender is also my favorite method of grinding pepper. So that is what I'll be using. Some of you will be seeing this for the first time. This is called grinding stone. This is what we use for grinding pepper traditionally in Nigeria and some other countries. Some of you will be seeing this for the first time. So that is how it is being used. To place it under, then you start crushing. Crushing forward. You crush forward. You see? It's very simple. That's how you do it. So you crush it forward. No, sorry. If you use your hands will start burning. So preferably use spoon to scoop it, to arrange it, to move it around. Do not use your bare hands. This is very, very common in our rural area here. We have powerful blender that you can pay for. You pay for it, and just like I've done in my previous videos, you pay for it, then your vegetable, your onions, your pepper will be ground. But because of the quantity of this is too small, so I don't need to go to those who are doing that. That is why I'm using the traditional method. There is a belief that if you use pepper ground on grinding stone to cook your soup, it makes your soup to be more flavored than using blender or any other modern method. It has not been proved yet, but Mr. Mike was able to explain possible, a theory, why it is so, why it can be so. The truth is that this is stressful. It's hard work. It's not easy to do. That is why most women now in Nigeria are avoiding this. So once I'm done grinding, then the scooping now. It is very, very simple. Just place your container here and you scoop it inside. And I'm sorry for the background noise. You can hear people chatting in the background and also the generator noise. So you can see that the pepper is ready. That's how we do it traditionally. Okay, now let's check our beans. To check if it is soft or not, you can see that it is soft enough. But this one is still hard. Then you check another sample. Okay, this one is soft enough. This one is still a little bit hard. Alright, so you can give it like 5 minutes more. Now we check back later to see if it is soft enough or not. This is some sliced onion. I made a mistake. I should have added this like 30 minutes after starting cooking it. That's when I should have added it, but it is still not true. Oh God, this is so hot. God. So it's still not too late. You can still add it because it's going to add a lot of flavor to it. I love onions. Stir it so that it can be well distributed. I've decreased the heat. So now let me check how soft it is now. Yes, it's almost there. I don't really like salt too much, so I'm going to be using very small quantity of salt. I don't like salt too much. I prefer the salt now to be enough than for the salt to be too much. But I can even eat food that is not salted. I still prefer that than over salted food. All right, I want to start the preparation of the plantain now. Here's a bunch of plantain. Plantain that I want to use to prepare the dodo. So this is how we do it. You snip off the top, then you make a line. like that, a line, straight line. Then you separate the skin through the line. Though you could use another method, you could dice your own dodo. It is still okay, but this is the traditional method. You angle the knife. So you choose how thick you want your dodo to be. It is your choice how thick you want it to be. The thicker it is, the more time it takes to fry. We're in the season of plantain now. It's not like something that is available all year round. No. Most of our fruit, our vegetable are usually seasonal. But I'm very sure that in our Western countries, they are available throughout the year. I'll be using red oil to fry it. I hope Mr. Mike will be able to get red oil. Special thanks to the patron that bought me the knife sharpener. This knife is well sharpened. I bought 2 bunches, so I'm going to use 2 of these 2 bunches. Each bunch is sold for roughly $1. I bought it for 500 naira. That is almost $1. No, that's a little bit more than $1. I think $1 is $4.45. So that is like 1.25. Things are very, very expensive. The inflation in Nigeria now is getting to the groaning stage. Many Nigerians are groaning under the inflation. A lot of families are going to bed without food. The formula for feeding now is for some is 101, for some it is 011. For some other people, it is 001. For some, it is 010. If you like it, you can add small quantity of, you sprinkle small quantity of salt. I don't know if you can see this. So it is soft enough. You can check it. I'm still going to pick out 2 or 1 grains out to test it. Can you see that? So once you touch it, that means it is soft enough. But the water is not enough, so I want to add small quantity of water. Okay. Now the ingredient now. The red oil will be the last thing that will be added. Now I want to add the pepper now. The pepper. Then small quantity of water to wash the remaining pepper. You leave it for 5 minutes before you add the cubes from the seasoning cube and also the red oil. So while waiting for that, since I'm having 4-phase cooker, I'll start the pepper. I'll start the frying now. I want to start frying the sliced plantain. So we have red oil. This is red oil that I'll be using for frying it. All right, I'm not going to be using the red oil to fry the plantain. My wife said that using vegetable oil is more preferable. That for me to use the red oil to fry, I will have to leave the red oil on cooker for a longer time so that it will bleach. The red part of it will evaporate before using it, and I don't want to do that. So I'll be using the vegetable oil direct. I added salt, so you mix everything together so that the salt will go around. Allow the vegetable to get hot for like 2 minutes before you start the frying. Let me quickly check the beans while doing that. Now look at that. Yes, almost ready. Look at that. I can perceive the aroma now. So I'll be adding the red oil now, the seasoning cube. The problem is that it's only the plasma of the red oil that is on top. Can you see that? Only the plasma. But I want the red blood cells too. I want the red blood cells to be part of the plasma before I pour it. I should have turned it upside down, so I'll be using another container of red oil. Okay, this one is well mixed. Can you see that? The quantity of red oil that you use depends on your taste, how you want it to be. There is no actual measurement. While you are doing it, you check it like, okay, is this enough? Oh, no. Okay, it's not enough. Let me add more. Okay, that is enough for my taste. So for Mr. Mike, he may decide to use bigger quantity. He may decide to use more quantity of red oil. For seasoning cube, I'll be using two seasoning cube. This one is called Terra seasoning cube. So, all right, everything mixed together. Then I'll cover it and leave it for 15 minutes. While we're on that, I'll start the frying now. The frying of the plantain. Special thanks to my patron again for making all this possible. Those of you that supported me to buy this oven, thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful. From the bottom of my heart, I'm thankful to you all. My viewers, thank you so much. Mr. Mike, I don't know how to thank that man again. I don't know. He's one of a kind. Mr. Mike is one of a kind. They're all wonderful people, and I'm very grateful that we meet online. And I can never thank you enough for all your support. It's been tremendous. It's been more than I could ever dream of. The support, the love, more than I could ever dream of. I'm so thankful to you all. In order to ensure that the red oil and other flavor are well distributed, it is well advised for you to use, like I said, this one is called omorogu. Call it omorogu. So it's advisable for you to stir it. Yes, you can do that. There's nothing wrong in doing it, and it will not get burnt like jollof rice. Stirring this will not make it to get burnt. Like I said, it takes longer for beans to cook. Though we have some species. We have some species that they take same time as rice to get it done. But most species of beans, they take longer. That is why many people in Nigeria, the average people like us, we don't usually use gas cooker to prepare beans. They rather use they use firewood to prepare it because they see it's like wasting of gas. You know, when you use gas to prepare beans, they see like wasting of gas. So they rather use firewood to cook the beans. Once the plantain starts turning golden yellow, you turn it around upside down. You turn it upside down so that they can be evenly fried. Like for example, for this one now, you can see that the other side is fried, so you have to turn it upside down. You can see that now so that it will not get burnt. If you don't do that, only one side will be properly fried. In fact, it may even get burnt. I'm still going to make a video about all the ethnics that we have in Nigeria, and also how every ethnic is affecting the development of Nigeria. We have the pros and cons of each ethnic. The tribal war is happening in Nigeria currently. but we are hoping it doesn't metamorphose to all out war. All right, the dodo is ready now. You can see that it is brown now. That means that the dodo is ready. We make sure that it doesn't get black, because once it is burnt, it will turn black. All right, you can see that. Yes, that is the dodo, fried plantain. This is well fried, perfectly fried. Well, not totally perfect, but like 85%. All right, another batch. If you have any questions concerning this, please let me know in the comment section below. I read all your comments and I respond to all of them. No matter how voluminous the comment is, I'll surely go through them all. I'll go through them all. I don't understand why a YouTuber will not read the comment of their viewers. The logic behind that, I have no idea. Now reading the comments of your viewers. All right. Waiting for it to get fried. This is almost done. I want the grains to mix together, to become soft enough that they will merge together. So that's what I want. You can see that they are still separate. Many of them, most of them are still, they are still not together. They are here to form a lump, form together. So I'll leave it for 10 minutes more. One thing about beans is that it is rare for you to overcook beans, unlike rice. It is very, very rare. It is almost impossible for you, unless you leave it on the cooker, unless you forget it on the cooker. It's almost impossible to overcook beans. Okay, now let's check it to see if it is done or not. Yes, this is done. Don't worry about the liquid on top of it. Once it cools down, it will absorb the liquid. So that will make it to form together, to absorb the liquid once it's cold. So this is done. Let me turn off the heat. This is done. Once it cools down, it will absorb the liquid. It will absorb like 90% of the liquid. So don't worry about the liquid. It's perfectly fine. Mr. Mike, I hope you get this right. This one is too simple for you. I'm very sure you get it right. But the only thing that I'm looking forward now is to hear his description of the taste. That's what I'm looking forward to hear the description of the taste. And whether he likes it or not. But I hope he likes it. I hope so. Deep down in my heart, I hope Mr. Mike loves it. All right, we're done with this. The next thing, what is left now, is the dishing it and the enjoyment that comes. All right. Beans and plantain, fried plantain is one of my favorite food, though I don't eat it most of the time. Okay, now the taste now, since it's been well cooked, it's very, very soft. And it's not hot, it's not piquant, like some of you may think it is. It's not piquant, but it's fairly standard. By the time you are chewing the fried plantain with it, it adds a kind of a kind of fruit-like taste. So what I'm saying is that they complement the taste of the beans, So the two of them, they are like a match made in heaven, a perfect match made in heaven. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video.